All right, guys. All right. Christopher Nolan explains. Explains. Let's see. Let's see, please, Mr. Nolan. Finally, we understand what is the purpose of all of this. All of this. Thank you, Mr. Nolan, for gracing us. All right, guys. Are you ready? Are you ready for the deepest philosophy that not even the Greeks, the ancient Greek philosophers, nothing in comparison to what we're about to hear? Please. All right. There is a lot of elevating it because it's old. The Odyssey director Christopher Nolan set out to do away with cultural prejudice around how we view the ancient world. Christopher Nolan has discussed his approach to building the world of the Odyssey, insisting his goal was to make it feel, open quotes, very fresh for modern audiences, close quotes, oh yeah, you did that, alright, and, open quotes, do away with the cultural prejudices we have when we think about the ancient world. I don't understand the latter, though. I understand the first one, alright? Yeah, totally, absolutely, perfect for your ilk. What does that even mean, cultural prejudices? In an interview with Channel 4's Christian Guru, whatever, Nolan explained why people tend to think historical epics have to sound so formal and why he went the complete opposite direction for the Odyssey. Oh, he's talking about the language, is he? Oh, goodness gracious. Excuse me for a second, Mr. Nolan. This is literally not avoiding the elephant in the room, it's avoiding the entire Carthaginian army of elephants in the room if all you're gonna talk about is the freaking language that you used, right? But whatever, fine, like that, I'll play ball. Yes, if I see an ancient Roman or an ancient Greek, my personal preference will be to hear classical Latin and ancient Greek. But hey, I understand audiences get bored reading the freaking subtitles. That's fine, I don't matter. Remove that option, do it in English then. We'll use a little bit of suspension of disbelief, which I'm very, very, very happy to do. I'm not happy to do suspension of disbelief, however, when it comes to Helen of Congo. Just so we are clear, just in case you were confused. You're like, but if you do suspension of disbelief, you know they don't speak English, and yet you're fine with that. Why aren't you? Yeah, no, I'm not fine with that one. Absolutely, I'm not fine with that one. Because you see, here is why. I'm saying this on purpose so that the Redditors scream. They get so red while I'm here having a great time. Yeah, so the reason is the following. The language, the fact that we hear English, is quality of life, first and foremost, because it's a lot easier for people to follow it. And also, because it's not done with malice now, is it? We're not trying to say they actually did speak English, so we're swapping the language so that you know that we are changing the history and you will believe our version. And also, we're not doing it, oh, they're speaking English now so that you will, for instance, accept our new immigration policies. No, we changed the language, and we've been doing it for many, many years. In fact, ever since the very beginning of Hollywood and the creation of cinema, because it's just easier for people to follow. And in fact, at the end of the day, we did it with theater. It's as ancient as it gets. The Romans, the Greeks were doing the theaters in their language, even if they were playing characters that weren't from those areas. So, it's an ancient thing. We've always done it. It makes sense. It's easier. It's not done with malice. However, the race swapping, instead, is done with malice. It's done for political purpose. It's done to specifically push certain types of insane immigration policies, and it's done out of hatred for the West, for everything that we believe in, for everything that we are, and to delete white people and our culture and history. So, I'm not okay with that one. But the language itself, since I can't hear Latin and Greek, it's nicer to see an ancient person saying father rather than, hey, dad, daddy, let's go, bro. Dude, that armor is awesome. Dude. Nothing they say makes sense. It's unbelievable. Woohoo! In the Odyssey, Spider-Man star Tom Holland plays Telemachus, son of Matt Damon's Odysseus. In the movie, Telemachus tells Robert Pattinson's villainous Antinous, my dad is coming home. My dad. Dad is coming home? Yeah? Are you joking? All the way to Ithaca? That line of dialogue is becoming a lightning rod for online debate about the Odyssey, as if that was the main, whatever, and historical accuracy. This is an adaptation of Homer's ancient Greek epic, the Odyssey, and, some say, My Dad is Coming Home perhaps doesn't fit the setting, and neither does Helen of Congo. Countering that is the fact that the Odyssey is a mythic action epic, one that features a giant, Oh my gosh, the stupidity. A giant one-eyed monster and enchanting bird women whose irresistible song lures sailors to their death on rocky shores, among other mythical creatures. So historical accuracy isn't perhaps the point. No, you're an idiot. What's your name? Wesley Yin Poole, you are an imbecile. You're a cretin. Because those are part of the story. They were written like that by Homer himself. You know what Homer did not write? Homer did not write, "That's dope, bro." That's what Homer did not write. Not to mention, you can have historical weapons, armor, costume, and language. That would be historically accurate since those were not mythological. They existed, ancient Greece. And then you have the Cyclops to spice it up. Historical accuracy. I'm gonna lose my shit. In the interview, Guru asked about Nolan's dad line, and the actor had a succinct response. Because I wouldn't have even said father back in the day, would I? I would have been Greek. So it's no less correct, he replied. Tom Holland is a clown. Tom Holland is an idiot. Tom Holland is a fucking cultist. You're an embarrassment of our... This is cope. Cope. Nolan himself expanded on this, saying that the people have cultural prejudice around the ancient world and tend to elevate it because it's old. Well, they built everything like the foundation of a civilization. So yes, I will elevate it, all right, when it comes to ancient Greece. His intention with the Odyssey was to go in a different direction, do away with some of those assumptions that aren't based on anything logical. Says the guy who said rap is analogous to ancient Greek bards and poetry. That's logical. This is not logical, though, to be a little more formal, because it's not like they were formal, and present a consistent and accessible world around what that feels vital, incredible, and exciting to be in. When you look at this world, when you look at the ancient world, people tend to view it in weird ways. Oh, the way we are the weird ones, not you. I swear, I at this point abolish Hollywood. Abolish it. It's demonic. There is a lot of culture regarding prejudice, pride and prejudice. When you go to the poem, what you find is something that is really earthy and grounded and accessible. The poem you didn't read and neither did Nyong'o, by her own admission, so what the hell do you know? So for me, in building the world of the film, when I talked to all the actors about it, I said, I just want to center it on that and make it feel very fresh for modern audiences, and they were all like, Oh, Mr. Nolan, that's so stunning and brave, and Mr. Nolan, like little fucking mer, like seals. Boop, 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 boop. Mr. Nolan, I'm impressed. Thank you. Give me the money. And do away with some of those assumptions that aren't based on anything logical. Stylistically, aesthetically, people tend to look back to the Romantic era and art. Romantic. A lot of the paintings where people aren't wearing very much. They've got a little bed sheet wrapped around them or whatever it is. He doesn't know what he's talking about. And a lot of classical architecture, even though that wasn't the architecture of the Mycenaean world. Exactly. So, let me get this straight. Oh, look, this painting is not showing the correct costumes, and it's not showing the correct architecture for the period. So what is the solution to that? The logical solution to that? To show the correct structures and buildings of the Mycenaean era and to dress them up the way they did? No, it's to do it all the way and say, hey, daddy, and put them on what looks like a B medieval movie. Gear and Batman. I swear, this man is a fucking idiot. This man is an idiot. Malaka. Wanker. We went back to what's in the archaeology. No, you didn't. They lied to your fucking face. We went back to what's in archaeology and they told you this and Batman? I can't, guys. It's too much. It's too much. I can't do it. I can't do this. I cannot do it. What does that tell us? What, archaeology? And what gaps does that leave? Oh yeah, because you're so sophisticated, you understand the gaps. What do we know about Homer's time? How were things portrayed in the earliest possible portrayals of that? And looking at how do you create a consistent and acceptable world around what feels vital and credible? Yeah, you never asked these questions. You never asked. Nolan, in your entire miserable existence, you have never asked the question, what's in the archaeology? What does that tell us? Question mark. You never asked that. Now, did you, clown? In a recent interview with the Los Angeles Times, Nolan said he wanted to find language that has emotional, not intellectual meaning to people, and so went for contemporary dialogue rather than artificially elevated speech, but he admitted he might have called it wrong. I was maybe being naive and might bite me on the arse, he said, but I wanted an earthly, narrative, to me, it was a no-brainer. Yeah, no-brainer, exactly, because only someone without a brain would think that that language is fine, they're race-swapping everyone, they're not casting a single Greek, they're doing Batman armor, they're getting a Norse ship. It's unbelievable. This is it, as far as I'm concerned. Like, I don't care what he does after this. He's dead to me, dead. Nolan went on to insist that his casting choice were, similarly, about putting contemporary faces on characters from ancient myth. No, he's right, because considering the millions of immigrants in Europe right now, Lupita Nyong'o, Zendaya, they are current faces replacing the original people of the... That's correct. I agree with that. He accidentally told the truth, not what he was meaning here, but he accidentally told the truth. For example, Lupita Nyong'o plays Helena Troy, and Clytemnestra. John Berthold plays Sparta's king Menelaus, completely out of place, and Zendaya plays the goddess Athena. Athena, she will never be Athena, no matter what. These are mythological figures, oh gosh, iconic in some ways, Nolan said. Well, I wanted to cast it big. Get the finest bunch of actors, because as the LA Times puts it, their familiar faces would help a modern audience feel at home in an ancient story. Yeah, that's what I need. I need the race swapping to feel at home. Now I do. And it's a fraction. They're doing all of this, in theory, for a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of people who actually are that level of woke. I did say woke, I don't care, sue me, that actually enjoy this and go like, that's what I like. Yes, but it's a minute number of people, because in reality, look at the dislike-like ratio. Everyone hates it. Everybody with a brain hates this shit. Even long-time Nolan fans, I'm like, oh, I'm a fan, but they're not even doing it for those fragments of the audiences. They're just doing it because it's what the cult commands. That's it. They have to. It's the only way. If you don't get your DEI checkboxes right, and specifically, it's not just DEI checkboxes, by the way. It's DEI checkboxes and white deletion box. It's a separate box. Because you could get DEI boxes and, like, cast the actors without deleting white ones. You could totally do it. Change the fucking setting. No, they have to do the replacement as well, because it makes them foam at the mouth. All the white-hating cultists foam at the mouth when they think, oh, yeah, what's the next? So the chuds are gonna get mad. It's what it is, just unbelievable, guys. This is hatred on display right here. Nolan defended his approach with the Odyssey back in May 2 when he responded to complaints about historical accuracy, and some said Agamemnon's armor looks like Batman's. It looks like shit first and then Batman. In December last year, when the debut trailer for the Odyssey revealed Agamemnon's imposing in black suit, some joked that he looked out of place. Joked? Well, talk for yourself, you clown. It was not a joke. What? Who writes the... I need to see his fucking face. Show me your face, you scumbag. Close this. You, Weasley, news at IGN covering everything video games and entertainment. He has over 18 years of experience in bullshit. You're a clown. You're an idiot. The way you write, you should be fired. I hope they fire you. I hope you lose everything you have, because this is ridiculous. You enjoy football? You enjoy football. Imbecile, they joked. Helen of Troy. Nolan then said Homeric characters were initially depicted in a manner of people living in Homer's time, roughly 400 to 500 years after the collapse of the late Bronze Age. You don't know shit, Nolan. So there is a pretty strong case there for portraying things that way, because that's the way the first audience received the story. We don't care. Unbelievable. Hopefully they'll enjoy the film. No, we won't. We will not enjoy the film. Even if they don't agree with everything. I don't agree with anything. Not everything. We had a lot of scientists complain about Interstellar, but you just don't want people to think that you took it on frivolously. Well, you see, the scientists were complaining about the accuracy, but you did not swap Saturn for Mars now, did you? So this is why this is much more backlash. This is why. Clown. Malaka. If you're enjoying this video so far, please take a moment to check out my Patreon page. With as little as a $5 support, you can help us ensure that we can continue to produce high quality and high researched content. And at the same time, you get access to polls, extra videos, unlisted streams, and much more. Thank you so much.